Welcome to EQTV, the Emotional Fitness channel. Now, today we're going to be talking about the practice of self-respect and how it can really increase self-esteem, presence, and make you feel like you love your life. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. I'm Howtoincreaseselfesteem, emotional fitness coach and performance strategist. So how does self-respect help you? I can promise you this, it will lift your self-esteem and your own personal performance and energy through the roof. And it's an interesting piece because not many of us bother to look at our own self-respect. We're always seeking it from outside of ourselves somewhere. Here's the thing, here's the golden nugget. Ask yourself this question: what does self-respect mean to you? Does it mean being true to yourself? Does it mean some sort of authenticity? Does it mean valuing yourself on some level? And here's another thing to look at. How will you know if you're practicing self-respect? Remember, we have a body. And a lot of people try and think their way through these processes when the truth is all our emotions, our memories, our trauma, everything is in the body. So this is the first place people really disconnect from, and because we hold a lot of energy in our body. Now, self-respect is about respecting the body as well as everything else, right? So the more that we are really focusing our energy here and understanding that this part of us is our whole being, there's no difference between the mind and the body. We have to embody our whole self. And this is called presence, which is the most powerful technique you could possibly learn. So what behaviors do you need to adopt to practice self-respect? Do you need to start exercising? Do you need to look at an addictive behavior that's causing you shame? And here's the thing, don't ever have shame from an addictive behavior, because I can promise you this, for someone who's suffered a great deal of trauma in the past, we reach for relief and have an addictive identity, and everybody does in some area of their life. So don't have shame, because it all comes from trauma, our past childhood trauma. And so to have self-respect, we've actually got to heal the past trauma, right? We've got to actually have the courage just to unpack it and have a look at it. And that's when you need to come to a specialist who deals a lot of stuff with stuff like that, like me. Now, if we haven't healed our past traumas, this is going to affect every area of our life. This will create an emotional pattern in business, in your personal life, in your relationships with your family, your intimate relationships. It will create a lack of self-respect in your health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It will affect your creativity, your recreation, and how you go about having fun. It will distort every part of you. And this is the value of really learning emotional fitness. And none of us were taught it, really. I mean, if you had emotionally intelligent parents, good on you, but I would say that you'd be in the top 2%, because we came from the survival era. So to practice self-respect, we really have to heal these past hurts and traumas that are causing us to disrespect ourselves and others. And we can't truly respect somebody else, really authentically respect them, unless we know what respect feels like for ourselves. And often respect can reflect some sort of authority that triggers our own rebellion. When we were little and we were told, respect your elders. So respect can actually cause us to be triggered in some way when someone says you need to respect your father or you need to respect authority in some way. So once we actually start healing these things, and I've got an amazing video, an online course actually, that I'm going to put in the link below for you to have a look at, because when you have the tools and techniques to heal that past stuff, and it doesn't have to be traumatic going back there, then you can start behaving and having strategies to move forward and start practicing self-respect. And once you master letting go of addictive behavior and these identities that we're using as the effect of our causes, right? Our painkillers, our reasons that we act in certain ways, right? As soon as we start healing that stuff and we can really connect within and we can start being really true to ourselves, boy, our self-respect goes through the roof. And it's taken me years and years and years of practice, and I'm still not perfect. But it's to really have enough self-awareness to embody these beautiful parts of ourselves, that these lost parts where we're using addictive behavior to either soothe ourselves or avoid things. I'm going to do another video on our addictive identities so that you can absolutely see that it's not your fault, okay? And how to actually overcome things like that. So, what do we need to do to gain self-respect? We need to not only heal these past traumas, but we need to set ourselves some boundaries, some standards to live by. And it might look something like, I'm going to decide that I'm not going to ever accept somebody speaking to me in a disrespectful manner. And that means that we've got to practice not speaking to ourselves that way. So another a standard could be that you're absolutely going to commit to yourself that you're not going to emotionally abandon yourself anymore and put yourself down and call yourself ugly in the mirror, or, you're going to actually stop and practice the mantra, that I am good enough. I deserve self-respect. There's nothing wrong with me. And the more that we reprogram the brain, and we know through neuroscience we can do this, right? We've just got to unpack the real stuff. And then we can come home to ourselves and start feeling fantastic about ourselves, start elevating our frequency, start living life through a filter of goodness and that emotional juice that makes you want to get out of bed and embrace the day. Because remember, all anxiety and depression is locked in the body. And depression means suppressed feelings, unless you have some clinical chemical imbalance in the brain. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Learn to say no is another great strategy for self-respect. Learn to say no. It's probably one of the biggest. No, stop. That's not okay with me. And learn how to cultivate courage is a really valuable one as well. So if you want to learn more, click down below to my site. There's several options that you can take up. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to be doing videos like this a couple of times a week. And much love to you.